searching for the right child. Somebody is telling you what's right. Now you're going to have to decide what you're gonna do the next step you take in life. You got me singing in my head when I dream about you dancing. Yeah, 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 you got me singing with the bass. I lost my glove. Oh no. I know it was really rough to fight, and I hope we can find our love tonight. Look at cute Bubbies in the back is sleeping through all this chaos. Oh, cutie bubbas, I should be quiet. Okay, guys. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. Oh, hi, guys. Hi, Ann Walsh. Hi, poet Brian Lucas. Oh, ocean loving soul. Hi. Cornelius. Yes, I love that song too. Let's all sing it together. You know, I want everybody, it would be cool to somehow be able to have people in the chat be singing the whole song along with me. And then I could be like, okay, that's enough, kids. Sit down, let's talk. It could be efficient. I don't know. I'm getting out of line. To keep me in line, speaking of being in line, today we are doing LFM TV episode 21 with my good friend Jen, who I cannot wait to introduce you to and have her here. So without any further ado, here's Chit Chatting with Jen.
Oh my God, is this real?
It's a real thing. It's a real, it's working. It's a real working thing.
This is crazy.
Finally made it onto YouTube. This looks good. This is great. You have your uniform. You have your uniform attire on.
GoldenRod in place.
Nice.
Ready to go.
Very, very good.
My Lara FM sticker here hanging out.
Yes.
Thanks for the new stickers.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
So awesome.
Hi, Mandy. Yes, this is perfect. Okay, good.
Oh,
so,
wow,
Jen, do we want to
on the other side?
What's that?
Like, oh, hey, everyone. How you doing? Good to see you. What's up?
Yeah, it's so fun. Is I put it now you're on the other side. That's what you're saying?
Right, yeah.
Now you're back. You're on the stage.
Yeah.
I put some fresh watermelon. Look at this fresh cut watermelon in my amazing, delicious cranberry fuzzy drink.
That looks really delicious.
Mm.
I've got coffee and water. Gets me through the day.
Good girl. Good girl.
How's everybody doing? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Or wherever everyone is at.
Yeah. Happy.
Poet. What's up, poet? Happy
Monday. Happy Sunday. Happy. Wherever you are in the world, it could be a different day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today, this is so fun. So I feel like, should we tell everybody that will be watching later and that are watching now how we came about, how we started talking and everything?
Yeah. So I first discovered Erin's channel on YouTube earlier this year, I guess maybe like March, maybe April. And then of course, like he would always have guests on and like, I don't know, he was just so fun. And I love his point of views and just the way he like had his videos and stuff like that. It was very entertaining. So anyway, I would just like start following all the people he would have on his channels and listen to all the stories. And it was just so inspiring and better than anything I could watch on like, you know, TV or whatever. And it was just, it turned into like some pretty good entertainment, I guess, for me in a way. But yeah, I saw Lara on there one day and then I realized, oh, she's a singer-songwriter, you know, and I work for a music company and I saw that she was writing music and I just reached out to her like, hey, you know, like I think we're in the same area, we should hang out, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, then what? Then
so, and then you messaged me on the chat, and I was like, oh my God, yes, tell me anything you know about
Oh yeah,
how
yeah,
music is run or whatever. I just love having
yeah.
information on hopefully someday going around uh the permanent walls and ways of having to be famous or to succeed in art, and just to be a happy, fun, adventurous, creative little human. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe I'll be able to fill my information plate on the music end of things, in terms of like, you know, the business side of it all, that we must not. Oh, I forgot to turn my phone on silent, guys. um Bam. So then I reached out to you. So then the first thing we did, we went out and had an amazing dinner and caught up, and it was like crazy. It was also another thing, like I was thinking like, oh, who knows, this might be Osa, you know, sending a little spy out to me.
Yeah. Like, give me your full name so I can report you, just in case. Like, here's my ID. Like, you can take a picture of it. I don't care. Like, I'm seriously, like, please. I live here in Hollywood and walk around everywhere. See all the buildings. You start to question everything. You know, I don't know. I just like to learn about stuff. And
so I'm sure as you're seeing, like you're walking around in the LA area and you start to see these, you know, the Scientology buildings and stuff. Did you see the buildings and stuff before you started watching SPTV, or did you start to realize, oh, those are the buildings that the people on SPTV are talking about?
No, I
Like the
remember
Scientology
seeing,
buildings.
I think I remember seeing like the author services building before over in that area. But
on
yeah,
Hollywood,
I saw, yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of were hurting, but you're not from LA, so right? Where are you originally from?
So I'm from Michigan, born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of moved around a little bit when I was younger, and I went to school up in northern Michigan for music management. And then I was basically looking for an internship when I was all done with school, and I really wanted to move to California. That was like my dream, but it wasn't going to happen at that moment. I almost went to Chicago, which would have been sweet. But I ended up staying in Michigan, and I worked in like Metro Detroit area. And then a couple of years after that, I found a job working remotely, and there was an office here in LA. So I decided to kind of just make the move that summer after getting that job. And that's when I moved to LA, 2012 summer. It was like forever ago.
Very cool. Yeah, it feels like forever ago, but that's so cool. So I wouldn't even say so, like 10 years ago seems like forever ago, but like SPTV really wasn't going hard as it is now. Since like maybe what, the last three years of that, right?
Yeah.
From what you know of, like when did you start watching growing up in Scientology?
This year, just this year.
This year. So isn't that wild? Yeah.
Yeah. And then I saw he had videos from years and years ago. So I mean, it's just
like
wild.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I know. There's some videos where I'm like, good, I'm fine, Aaron.
Yeah.
You should see mine, okay, compared to a few of Aaron's videos, okay? You know, he didn't become the genius he is without test riding a few things. I love Aaron. I love him. I love his vulnerability. I feel very strong, sort of we have me and Aaron. We definitely have a strong bond in terms of like, if you're saying something wrong, we'll talk about it, and we can be open and talk about it. And, you know, we'll both talk about things. Like, he's just like, he doesn't like, cause we both know that we're doing it with love or help or, hey, advice or whatever. So it feels so easy to talk to him and hang out with him and go do it. Like, we have so much fun.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously it's because of me.
The SPTV community. I love that about all of you. Like, you guys are so tight.
Yeah, I mean, I do tell people, like, we don't hang out with all the SPs, but there definitely is a strong backbone, I would say, from the kids and the younger children and people growing up in the Sea Organ and Scientology, that we just don't put up with certain shit anymore. So, and we also are very open with people being open and being able to talk about hard subjects or even political stuff. I'm an open book on everything. Like,
Yeah.
I have no reason to hide anything. I love me now. I loved that I hated that I couldn't be myself in the past, and which is great. So we'll dive right into this. Anyways, I just wanted the chat and everybody who's watching in the future to know who's Jen. This is Jen. We're gonna call her Jen. Jen. I was like, it's sweet Jen. She's like, I don't know about the sweet. That was cute.
Sometimes
I was like, okay, just Jen.
Yeah. No.
No. And so then we met up at Birds. That's what I was getting to. We met up at Birds, had beautiful lunch and dinner. I mean, dinner and drinks. And then decided to just, you know, skip on over to the Celebrity Center and leave them a little "Where is Shelly" sticker from Blown for Good channel that, you know, it's just a sticky note for David Miscavige himself. And we thought putting it there for Celebrity Center, you know, security guards, they're definitely going to see that. So maybe they'll get him the message. Where is Shelly? No longer than what? A minute? How long do you think it was until security guards started to zoom up on their bikes toward us? And then
like
I started
30 seconds.
30 seconds, you would say?
Ridiculous. Yes,
you
so
would
quick.
say 30 seconds?
So quick. It was so quick. I was making I love merch. Like, I love band merch. That's like a big thing for me. So like when you guys had merch and stuff, I was like, oh, I gotta support and get t-shirts. So anyway, I had just got
you were
wearing a Shelly shirt in the mail that day, and the stickers. So I brought the stickers, and
and then I'm wearing this bright orange goldenrod jumpsuit, which I didn't even have my proud SP sign, you know, so it's not like they weren't sure, you know. It's not like I was advertising the SP declare color right there. They didn't even know what I was doing at the time.
Yeah.
You did. You knew what the goldenrod was. You know what that color is. The chat does, but no, we just leaving a little message for David Miscavige himself. And so then the security guard started coming toward us, and I said, I just kind of looked at you and I said, hold your ground. We have every right to be. And I started filming them on my phone, and they literally paused, stopped, and looked away so that I wouldn't film their faces.
Yeah.
And then I looked at you going, yeah. And I said something like, oh, yeah. And that's how tough they are. Like,
my mind was just like blowing up. I was like, I cannot believe this.
Yeah. I do remember looking at your eyes and seeing your eyes like, this really does happen. They are really doing this.
Yeah.
Especially with a sensitive little message like that, you know? Hey, where's Shelly, guys? Any questions? Just a quick little, we're just wondering.
Yeah.
Hi, Liz Ferris, you little sweet angel baby.
Liz? Marilyn.
We're glad. Liz said glad poet, and everybody's here. We're glad all y'all are here. We love this. I love Liz is better at chatting with people in the chat. I'm literally watching when I'm watching other SPTV channels. I'm just watching the video, or I'm listening, working, and glancing over like, oh, are they saying this? I want to see the hat they're wearing or whatever they're talking about. Right. Oh, that looks funny. And I'm listening. So I kind of bounce in, hi, da, 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 and then I jump out and do things. And later I look and I realize there's people like, hi, Lara. And I'm like, oh, hi guys, I'm here. But, you know, I'm just over here partying.
Right.
As usual.
Exactly. That's awesome.
Love you. Oh, Liz says, love your face, Lara. No. And Walsh, we love you too, Lara, you little rebel. I feel like I should click on these. I like it when people get to also interact and see the comments. I like that. And Walsh, you cutie patootie with a beautiful attitude. You thought I was going to say booty.
So sweet.
And I think Liz was talking about you here, right? Jan, hey, how are you? Or is there another Jan? Oh, I think she was saying Jane, because Jane is also in the chat. Hi, Jane. Anywho, so this is fun. So then we do our little walk on the park towards Celebrity Center. Hi, Marilyn. Yeah. My 8-year-old daughter always sings your intro song with me. You're awesome. No way. Can you please record that on a voice note on the iPhone and send it to me? Thank you. I will incorporate it into my next intro. If I can get all the kids, all the people watching, if you have children, if you can just record them singing on on some sort of the beat. Here, let's see if I can play it. Let's do this together, guys. This is exactly what I would request.
There you go.
Jen, is this good for you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
Great.
the beginning, it's the beginning of the song. I think please. Okay, hold up, guys. Hold up. Let me turn this little beast on. Oh, Suzanne Powers, if you're watching, I got a package from you today for me and Serge, and I can't wait to open that box up. I don't know what's in it, but she's been making these. She's just incredible. Everybody's incredible that makes me things like little art. Like
so impressive.
Isn't it fun? I've gone out with you wearing these outfits.
She has. It's true.
Yes,
it's amazing. And that hat last night was so awesome.
Isn't it? Should I wear it again, or should I not ruin our episode? Okay, so this part right here. Let's see if you can. Is this the intro you're talking about, Pattis? Here, I want to pop her thing up. Somebody is searching for the right child, and somebody is telling you what's right. Now you're going to have to decide what you're gonna do the next step you take in line. Everybody. In my head, when I dream about you dancing, you got me singing with the best. My love for you is endless. I know it was really rough to fight, and I hope we can find our love tonight. And I know you'll give your heart when you can. Yes. And if anybody else can make this right, it would only be us, and we'll be all right if we only share that we're not saying. Pretty good intro, huh, guys?
Love it.
So if y'all can just get your kids to sing that whole little bunch at the very beginning there, then I literally can incorporate it into my next future videos that we're doing. I really love, I love like interaction. I love people with good hearts who jump on. Mandy's helping me with she's going to help me sprouse up my YouTube channel. So it's going to be, I'm really into creating. So like this is why I appreciate little gloves and outfits and things like this so much. I want to make it feel exciting when you come to the Lara FM TV SPTV channel, and that we do put our love and our creativity and our heart into it, because we are free. And anyways, so we gonna be slapping this up real good and making everything look really awesome. Also on another note, I guess we can, on another note, remind your kids to sing the intro of this song so we have children voices. Somebody is searching for, I don't know why I'm sounding like a child, because that's how I sang it in the studio. I sang it like 8 different ways, and then they put all the same. I'm very good at singing it the exact same way, but just in a different style. That's like one of my favorite things to do with vocals. Deeper, thicker, stronger, creepier, sad, little child voice, you know, like, and then you blend them all together and it has this cool, I don't know, like Charmani kind of creepy toner. Anywho, so what I want to do is get a bunch of these kids' voices, because we can't go back as kids and record our own voices of things we wanted to do. So it's just cool when the parents of people through SBTV community are like, yeah, my kid loves your song. I would totally record. Yeah. So please do that. That would be dope.
I think I have a video of my kid. He was singing Dream Love one time. And he's like, Dream Love, Dream Love.
No, please, guys. Like, this is a real thing. Amazing. If your kids are singing my songs, please, will you just, even if it's 5 seconds, even if it's 5 minutes and they are obsessed and they don't, please, this is the joy that shows, it fills up the heart, my little child heart, that like, there's something with all the kids loving music and feeling what I feel when I write my music. There's no judgment in it. It's about releasing. It's about feeling and expression. It's about, and expressing it. It's about that. So like when a child who hasn't been corrupted so much by the world yet is singing along or just being precious with the tune and the beat, it just means so much to me.
Yeah. Totally.
Very sweet guys. And
Sweet,
especially
very
because a
sweet.
lot of people are like, oh, Lara's like a punk rocker or a rocker. And she's like, I don't know. Like, are you kidding? No, you can definitely bring your child to my show if you can figure out how to get them in. But it's definitely not about that. I love children. I still hope that I could have children, but I don't know if I will this lifetime. And who knows? We want, for me, with all of our brainwashing and all that, I do feel that right now I'm going to stick with what I know. And it feels like this is our only life. And if we do move on or decide that we can come back in a body later or something or whatever everybody else wants to call that, reincarnation or whatever, I still want to know that I'm not just wasting at the whole universe's time by like not loving a life that we're given. And like, really, if it's hard, then change it up and go do something else. Like, maybe don't try to strive for fame. If that's, maybe do things that actually are joyful and sweet. And that's what I want people to really start doing with their own lives, and encouraging that and breaking out of these fearful things. I also notice, sorry, I'm like going on a rant right now. I do recognize in myself that when I started to just allow myself to do things and like be afraid and do it and wait for the response. Oh my God. Ew, why are you wearing that? Oh, your eyebrows look like they're unibrow or whatever, like whatever the critical thing was for an art video, even from my own family members. I started to get used to like knowing that they're going to have I started to get used to being called the wild one or the weird one, or like, and I was like, okay, if that's what you need to say or feel to everything I'm presenting you or showing you, or if you just ask, oh, what song is that? Oh, this is pretty. This is you. It's so annoying when I would hear family members or friends do that. This is good. Who is this? This is you. Like, what? I didn't. And they still have this natural born negativity judgment attitude of like, I'm naturally supposed to feel this resentment towards somebody jumping out of their shell or just doing things that people thought they could never do.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah. So no more of that nonsense.
Yeah, I always felt like the outcasts in my family as well. And yeah, it's a weird feeling.
You're allowed to talk about whatever you want on this channel. I know that everybody has their sweet private lives and not everybody cares to share, but you feel free about anything you want to share. That's just what I say for people when they're on my channel. You feel free with whatever you want to share, and then we'll talk about that. For me, because I feel very open most of the time to share pretty much anything. There's nothing that I like plan to not share. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's times that things could get intense and stuff, but
yeah,
that's
I'm
part
an
of the
open book,
This is so cool. So Liz Ferris says, Jen, nice to meet you. Liz, did you met Jen at the protest, right? Did you not at CC? Let us know, Liz. She was there with her cult sign that has a circle and the little cults. No more cults
on the front.
And Shelly's face on the other side of the sign.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was nice to meet you.
Okay, so this is so fun. So did you say you have some questions for me as well? You're like, I've got many questions, but we could also just be talking about just your or just upbringing of like normal children, or what their schooling, and you have a child. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
For me to have a friend that has a child that's, in the outside world, knowing all these different beliefs, religion, politics even, and raising a sweet, cute baby boy in this. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's even crazier.
Teach me something.
It's even crazier because like coming out to California, moving here away from your family and like starting your own family, it seems kind of scary, right? But it can be done. But anyway, what I was going to start to say is,
I'm like, we're live, baby. There's no editing on this one.
Well, I just want to get back to, I want to restart a little bit. Hold on.
Yeah.
So I was raised in a very strict conservative Baptist household. I respect everyone's beliefs. Whatever you want to do for yourself is good.
Fuck. Just kidding.
It was a very, I don't know. It's like every Sunday morning and night you go to a service. Every Wednesday you go to a service, and then you're in a school where you're learning the same doctrine every day, and you go to chapel every couple days or whatever. It's just like very intense, like indoctrination of the Bible. And, we were just always told to get married, you're a woman, you get married to a man, you have kids, reproduce. Like that's what was like the goal in life, I guess. So that's how I was raised. And I guess I don't know, like, so how is this similar to Scientology in your opinion? Like hearing how I was raised, hearing how you were raised, like what are the similarities between those?
Well, here it's basically what I would say is, what are the differences? Because I would say that Scientology naturally stole the idea of being a religion to get away with this machinery and mechanism that they have going on internally without the outside world knowing and seeing what's going on. And if they do see it, they go, oh, well, the legal system approved all of it, so I guess we can't do anything about it, because we're so stuck and brainwashed to believe that our only way of thinking is the society or the people we have, the hospital or the doctor or the psychiatrist I have to see, or what I mean? Like these are the only people or terminals that we are allowed to go see or be relating to, and there's no other options.
Right.
And most of these things that were forced on us are part of a structure, and most of these things, like Scientology, were stolen from the old genes of religion, of keeping a business or an organization together. We'll just put a belief or a religion or a cult thing behind it, where they have a group agreement to let everything slide under their watch and their eyes, but nobody else's, because nobody else is privileged enough to see it all happening. So by the time you're groomed enough, is what I'm getting to, is, to me, it feels like the outside world people, and I'm just doing this as a perspective from being a child raised in this my whole life. When I come out, I do see a very similar connection between most humans on planet Earth, is that they were not raised, quote unquote, the way that we as children were, completely like hidden and on purpose, being taught these insane psychological hypnotic routines daily that were enforced on us. This is why it's hard for us to relate to Mormons, or to because there's in Mormonism, there's not this basically this mandatory policy belief that you can't leave an auditing room, for example, without permission. You cannot leave if you want to leave. So as a child, you are being forced mentally. You have taught yourself now to torture yourself by staying inside an auditing room until you come off whatever they want you to, until you finally just break down to nothing. You become nothing. They fucking train you to be nothing. They train you to feel that you are just nothing. Your ideas are nothing. Your sense is nothing. Life is nothing. That we have created it all. The perfect way to live this life is this way. So if you're doing anything else, you're just like a little, you're nothing, because we have the only big purpose. So in fact, if you're part of another religion, or you have some other structure or way of believing, then Scientology sort of allows you to come in, but later literally will be grooming you and teaching you to believe eventually that your own religion doesn't even really get it, and that Scientology has the information. So, but what I do say is a similarity is because Scientology pretends that they're a religion and they want to use that status so that they can be protected legally from getting justice served to them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of religions do that. I think a lot of religions in their hierarchy with people in wherever you're, whoever's in any sort of cult or organization or a group that demands that you abide by pedophilia, sex assaulting laws and rules. And if any of this does happen to you, it was your fault, you pulled it in. But also, the only way to handle the predator is through auditing. It doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
Yeah.
But so, it, to me, to be blunt and honest, it does feel like the only people I am able to talk to, like you and stuff, are people who can kind of see outside of the box of the way they were raised, the way that things are permanently put or views are permanently put in places, whether you have the choice in it or not.
Yeah. And it's so hard to separate.
Oh
your
my
thoughts.
goodness. It's
Like,
so hard. It was extreme. It took me at least 10 years. And that was with being in a band with Little Red Radio and like literally physically being out in the world and kind of learning things. And it still took me a lot of time to really say, oh, that is that way. Oh, I do that. Or I do think this when certain things happen. That was from my old belief system. Not only that, you're not thinking I'm coming out of an old belief system. You're just starting to grow. You're just starting to experience more. And so you're starting to see more. And it's one thing that really I ponder is why people don't check themselves when they're so matter of fact. Right? Because love and life doesn't seem like it's so matter of fact. Like art is not matter of fact. It's not like how it is.
True.
Love naturally is flowy and can be all what it wants. It can go wherever it wants. So it's really hard for me to hear religious people in any way speak about the guidance of life or what people should or shouldn't do. Not to attack you or your family backgrounds or whatever. It just like we've talked about a lot. And I feel like, first of all, you're super easy to talk to and you really just get things. You get it. And then you also go, oh, well, I have this and da. And you can exchange things about your life where it shows that you do understand exactly where we came from. It's like, it's a weird thing. So it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing.
It's a different level, like, to connect on. It's funny, but
right, like that we actually don't need a reason to connect. We could have just been, I could have just been just like everybody else. Not, I love everybody in the chat. But what I'm saying is like, I didn't meet up with everybody in the chat, and I probably will if you're awesome. I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is I can feel energy now, and I can feel when people are, here's the thing. I can feel when you're shitty or you're manipulative, or you're trying to get something else other than what you're pretending you're trying to do. And then the other thing is, if you are doing that, I'm not afraid. Like, what are you going to need from me so bad that you're going to manipulate me? You know what I mean? So I think that Scientology raises everybody. And if you were raised out of it, once you get in, the main thing it focuses and works on is grooming you to what the standards of L. Ron Hubbard's policies make you, like, how you end up being, how you end up presenting yourself, how you end up existing in life. You become a narcissist. You become, I'm better. You become, I'm doing something more for the world than anybody else in their religion. So it kind of keeps you stuck in this like righteous, I'm better, kind of ego power trip. Like, I don't know what else to call that. Yeah. Anyways, wow. Ramble.
But yeah, no, that's fine. Going back to how I was saying, coming out here and like having a kid, because of how I was raised, everyone just stayed really close together, and like you all help each other and you all support each other. But it's like, if you're not into the same indoctrination, then what do then it's not, then what do you do? So that's why it seemed like
there's no what do you do. It really is you're on your own.
Yeah.
That's really shitty for a human being to feel that. I know your kid does not feel that because I know who you are. So that's pretty cool. Like, at least you know your kid is not gonna be let down by you.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna have a choice in your mind to be able to do whatever your child wants to do. I think that's pretty cool.
Thank you. So yeah, I grew up, you know, in this conservative household, and something I hid from my family for a very long time was that I actually had a relationship with a female a long time ago. And it's not accepted to them, you know. So it's something I buried for a long, long time. And I just thought, all right, like that's not normal. There's something wrong with me, you know, like, oh, I'm going to burn in hell and all this, you know, whatever. And so you just kind of grow up and try to follow the path that was laid out before you that you think you're supposed to do because you belong to these parents and you're supposed to do what they tell you to do. And I just thought, you know, all right, I'm going to get married and have kids and just see what happens, you know, and that's it. And yeah, it brought out in me that I have to be honest about who I am. And I need to be my authentic self for my kid, you know, like it's a big realization that I'm going through right now. So it's a big journey.
I don't know what else to say, but, like, other than I know. Like, I know what you're going through, and it's so cool. I would say, like, honestly, there's no fear. If like also, good tip. Somebody gave me this tip so long ago. Don't confuse, butterflies or excitement with anxiety, because they do feel the same. It both comes from the stomach. So,
Yeah,
something can feel like, "Oh, it's anxiety. Oh my god, I'm kind of going through this," but really, it's kind of like, "I'm kind of excited that I'm finally going through this. I've been
yeah,
holding this back from myself for so long."
yeah,
You know?
right, exactly.
I feel so cool. So there's a weird thing about this whole growth and growing thing, you know? But yeah, go ahead, sorry.
That's fine. I would join you, but I don't have my.
You don't have your vape?
I
You don't
don't.
got you don't have anything exciting for
That's
your
fine.
Lara FM therapy hard talk?
I'm good.
I
I'm
was like,
good.
"Jen, you thought
I
this was
wish
gonna
I
be
thought
about
about that.
me." You're so cute.
Next
I
time.
wish,
This is my
you know,
first like live
someday
video, so I'm like
I know, I love it.
totally
You're like,
just
"Let me be
winging it.
professional." I love it. You look
It's fun.
awesome, you're awesome. So, oh, you know, someday, remember when we thought emails weren't possible? Someday I'm gonna be able to go like that, "Boonk," and you'll be able to grab it through the computer on your end, through an email, and smoke it. You don't think that's a real thing?
Teleport that J.
That's a good lyric line, "Teleport that J." Alright, that's enough, lar. Okay, continue, sorry.
That's all good. Um, but yeah, another weird thing is growing up, like because of how I was or I wasn't, or you know, how I wasn't, I guess, you know, like how I was supposed to be, but I was not. Um, I just thought like I'm never gonna have children. It's never gonna happen for me. It's just not gonna happen. And it's a hard thing to, I don't know,
Wait,
it was
so
kind of
why
heavy.
did you think you were never gonna have children?
Well,
Didn't
for one thing, my mom had some fertility issues, which are very real and very, you know, it can be tough. I know it can be a very tough situation. So anyway, yeah, it took my parents a long time to have kids, and um, I just thought like I don't know. I just had this like weird intuition or something that like I'm never going to be a mom. I'm never going to do all that like just because of who I thought I was, or was not. And after I had a kid, I don't know, something went off in me. Like I said this to someone at the protest. I felt like a glow stick like popped inside of me, and something happened where I got like this superpower, and I realized like I want my kid to choose for himself, like choose for themselves everything about whatever like they want to do. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be manipulated like I was growing up. And it was like something, it was a
I
big
love
realization.
that you just said that.
Huge realization.
I don't want to be manipulated like I was when you were a child, right? You're saying, and do you think when you say manipulation, because I'm not, when I say manipulation, I don't mean it 50% of the time in a negative way. I mean it in like, you've coursed me even in a loving way to believe something. That's what I
Right.
mean too. Okay.
Right. Yeah. And that it's very dangerous to grow up like that. And it's really hard to reverse all of that and unlearn stuff, or
Do
it's
you think
messy.
that's what you mean by danger? Is that because of the permanent control, I mean, because of the permanent spell, so to speak, that it has on you as a child, and that you're kind of engraving in yourself anyways, like, "Oh, I must follow the rules so I can get a treat," kind of like
Yeah.
this thing,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
instead of saying, like, "Life is a treat. Everything you're doing is a treat. Protect
Right.
yourself." Like, mothers and fathers should just be there to protect the human body of the child,
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
they're skilled enough to learn to do it on their own. And so, I mean, I'm not a mother and a father. I mean, I mother and father constantly, but I am not one myself of my own child. And to me, that's one of the things that I connected so strongly with you right away is being open and honest. That was the first thing,
Yeah.
and sweetness. I just love our
Good.
thick sweetness, like just being like, yeah, and like having this happen to me
Yeah.
and not even having to say so many things, you're just going, "Yeah," and explaining something, and it feels similar, yet these are completely right. Apparently, for those watching, y'all know, like, you're not you can never have something feel so relatable when you're in Scientology world and then going out into the outside world. Like, you can't be there's no connection. Literally, there's no connection. There's no, like, constant connection of any sort. It's like a quick, "Oh, hey, oh, great, thank you," for good PR reasons, for people in Scientology to ever even speak to people outside of Scientology in the outside world. There's in the Sea Org specifically, like, there's no reason for them to ever a Sea Org member to ever communicate with somebody in the outside world. Isn't that
Mhm.
crazy?
It is.
Anyway, so we're doing this. Serge Delmar always has a great point about this. If you're in the chat, Serge, we love you. I just saw him earlier. He sent us a
I love
black
Serge's
heart.
videos too, man.
And you've
SPTV is so
seen us.
addicting. What's up with that?
SPTV
Guys
is
are
so
crazy.
addicting. That should be a sticker. SPTV is so addicting with an exclamation point. So people go, "What's SPTV?" Like, anyways, Serge Delmar explains it very clearly. Go ahead and do this. If you're an adult and you need some fucking weird, fucked up, psycho weird therapy like Scientology, hit some weird hypnosis where you want to feel in control and have somebody control you and put you in a room and audit you and tell you you can't leave the room and you better get all your sins off and tell me everything, not not even questioning the fact that the person in front of you is an underage, under the age of 18, with these high ethics presence. And anyway, so it's the point is if you're an adult, go ahead and do that. You think we give a flying F? Like, go F and freaking, I'm trying to not fucking swear all the time, but go do that. You think we care? Go. Oh, you need to go get audited? Go. We don't give a flying F. Like, seriously. But the point is we as children, and I hate to say this, in most religions, did not give you consent. We never even had the choice to have consent. So before you RAPE us, why are you already grooming us to believe that rape is a normal thing that happens. Like, you know what I mean? If you're already teaching that to happen to a kid at a young age when they're developing their life skills and everything, why are they going to not accept something or become something even more extreme than that later in their lives?
Mhm.
So just like the thing is if you're over the age of 18 or 21, 18 seems even too young. Like they would just be waiting, even 21. Anyways, so go ahead, do it. But under that, under the age of 21, children should not be allowed to be or in the space of Scientology, because their whole intention is for you to be a Scientologist, and they're going to start grooming you and putting you in little course rooms and auditing rooms and having you do training drills and TRs to get you into this. I would ask you, Jen, what do you feel the difference is? No offense to anybody, not even to you or your family or even anybody in the chat. What do you think the difference is in a religion or a group, other than the children aspect of what I just said in terms of sexual abuse, manipulation, work, slave, like labor and all that? Um, what do you think there's the difference in terms of mind control of how somebody must believe is in another religion compared to Scientology? Like, demanding that people have to, not have to, but even putting, I don't know. I'll let you answer that. Do you know what I'm trying to ask? What I'm saying, yeah,
The difference is,
yeah. Like, no, I'm saying, what do you think? Why do we not say in another religion when they're grooming you to, let's
oh,
give an example, um, you know, to even have a child wear a uniform their whole life. Let's just say in our religion, in our cult, or in our group or whatever, we wear this uniform our whole lives. Or even in schools, they have little children who are 14, 13, 15 years old, women, females wearing skirts. What kind of you like there's I've seen them near UCLA and all this. They have these tiny, why are women wearing these tiny shorts and these tiny skirt, or sorry, tiny, it's just so like what it's so contradicting. Like it's kind of to me when I see stuff like that, or when I see other religions the exact opposite, completely covering their body and not to me, and then forming in lines and walking in lines and going to eat at certain times and not being able to make eye contact with me and say hello. That to me is mental abuse. That is to
yeah,
me is
straight up brainwashing.
manipulation from childhood. This is from their family, from their family, from their family.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, and I could be wrong, but I do have a weird sensitive spot for religions, so to speak, because I do feel like deep, maybe, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 generations ago, there was definitely a deep, like, connection with earth and religion and food and what we eat and who we bless and things like this, I could be wrong. It could totally have still had corrupt, crazy ass things that people do and how they treat women and men and things like that. Do you know what I mean? To me, it feels the same, and it's
Yeah.
without judgment. I'm saying from where I came from, and then viewing other people's lives from the outside world. They're all from different religions. I'm talking about all kinds of people that I've met.
Yeah.
And even taking your family an example, they have their own religion and ways of they believe. So when does the family let children like us go, okay, well, they can have this path or they can do whatever they want, or they can have a mix of it both. Like,
I know, especially considering what year it is. Like, it just seems like this is so, I don't know. It just seems like we're just living in the past. I don't know. It's,
it definitely is that.
it's weird.
I mean, that's what it is, living in the past, living by other people's manipulative, weird,
Yeah.
psychological controlling methods.
Yeah.
Like L. Ron Hubbard. No.
I think also learning about other religions, because I didn't really learn about any other religion but my own growing up, because why would they teach you about other stuff? So when you start learning about other things, it's just, I just think it's good to have knowledge on anything, like I love to read stuff or learn or whatever. Like, I think it's just good to have knowledge. Just, don't say no to cults. Just definitely stay out of cults, like, but like, I guess, yeah, like at what point, yeah, like when will kids be given that like where I came from, my home church or whatever growing up, like it's still the same. They're still doing, the exact same stuff and it's all the same. So I don't know, it's like a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. There's something else that I wanted to say. Hold on a second.
It is a vicious
Oh, so
cycle.
learning about these other religions though.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been,
I liked what you said also, that like, yeah, when you're in your own religion,
yeah,
you're not learning about other religions. In fact, they're like, no. We have
yeah,
we have the data. We have the
yeah.
knowledge.
But you can learn all the differences, but also the similarities, and you can see how people are going through the exact same thing, but kind of just in a different light.
Mhm.
And it's wild.
It's like, yeah, it's like a different program on a computer, Windows or Mac. Like you're just like, oh, this is just the same structure, same.
Yeah, different software.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Oh yeah, but yeah, you were saying.
I could talk about this stuff forever, going deep side conversations, but
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So I was gonna ask you guys, if you have any questions or anything, throw them in the chat. I want to throw this up. Poet said, I like how I just said poet. Poet says this. Brian Lucas. When I was a kid, I was that Noah Ark. When I was a kid, I was that Noah Ark. I thought maybe that Noah Ark was real, yet the gods of Olympias were mere stories. The earth was 6,000 years old, not the billions it actually is. How do you know if it's billions?
I feel like there's some things we have to just be comfortable not knowing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's yeah.
No, but like also a lot of humans, we think that we have to have an answer to things. And whatever somebody says that sounds the closest to it must be the answer until somebody changes it. It's like we can't just be like open-ended, like, no, maybe we just don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's uncomfortable for humans to not have the security and in their own minds, at least what they think is security.
For sure.
And Walsh says, I went to a Catholic school where a skirt, we rolled them at waist to make them shorter when the nuns weren't looking. That's so funny. Good job. I was like, yeah, we all rolled stuff. And she was like, yeah, but when the nuns weren't looking. And so when the nuns would look back, would you like roll them quickly down before they saw? I totally felt like I did that in the governess group. But I think we were doing it to like get rid of our tan lines, our uniform tan lines. So we were like trying to roll up because we were working in the sun all the time. Anyways, good one, Ann Walsh. You did give me a little laugher there. I spit out a little bit of my watermelon.
I think the rule at my school for our skirts and dresses was it had to be below the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can totally believe that.
Yeah. No, they were like that in the Sea Org. When they did Sea Org uniform, it was like an inch above the knee, or it was like something like that. Couldn't be higher. Cray.
It's funny. Rolled up.
My mother, Cornelia said, my mother, 73, wore jeans to school. Her parents were invited to the school. The principal asked, do you know your daughter wears jeans to school? And then she says, my mother's parents said, what is the problem if she wants to wear pants instead of a dress of it? Oh, what is the problem instead of a dress of a skirt? What is the problem? What was the answer? Hello, Cornelius. So you said my mother's parents said, what is the problem if she wants to wear pants instead of a dress or a skirt? What is the problem? I'm assuming, right? Anyways, that's funny. Good that you had good parents that were like, excuse me, brainwashed person. Where's the logic in your thinking?
Yeah.
Why can these schoolgirls wear these tiny little freaking skirts? Like, that's so like, what kind of old, weird, twisted freaking gene did that come from? You know, what olden day man, what olden day whatever. Anyways, whatever. It's all gross, guys. Oh yeah, I did. There was one older one. Lara, do you like David Bowie's work and songs? Yes. Is that even a question? Is it? Is it a real question? Oh yeah. Cornelius also says always below the knee. Well, I guess in the Int Ranch Cadet Org, the uniform, like the shorts, they would do it above. Yeah, they always did it above the knee, but for boys and girls. So it just always kept it like we definitely were not wearing khaki skirts. That was not happening at the Int Ranch in our cadet uniforms. It was khaki shorts and red shirts when we were trying to be fancy and have good PR.
Do they separate you guys like they kept like the girls over here and like boys over there?
No,
Did they do
no,
that?
they were very nope, and they had old cadet. No, it was very inappropriate. The age grouping and everything. If anything, they would just maybe separate us a little bit by age, but that was mainly only for like the core studies and like like the Scientology studies. They would know like, oh, this person knows how to read, so they're on this whatever. Anyways, or for the for the basically the non-Scientology studies, which is what people would naturally supposed to be getting in history class or whatever, like whatever normal schooling is. They'll teach that for a little bit, but it would be again not important. Anyways, just got sidetracked from there. Yes, below the knees, knock it off. Rosemary June, if you see any questions there, little cutie Jen, you can tell me.
Yeah,
or if there's any funny things, any ones that are funny or making you laugh, because sometimes I think I shouldn't read them all out, but I feel like if you're brave enough to put something up there, it better be cute or funny, or I could see you're answering something in a chat. I might be involved in the conversation a little and be like, oh, that's funny. I could see what their answer was. You see? Like, this is funny, Cedar Duvall. The no jeans gene.
No, this is awesome. It's my first time using StreamYard and everything, so I'm just kind of like,
yeah. I actually asked Jen to come on. I was like, Jen, this is gonna be excellent. And then just in our things, though, we do like you guys do have in the chats. Yes, like this. Ask questions, guys. Me and Jen go on rules about questions. I think we've also answered a lot of questions in our natural conversations, right, Jen? That we have. Cornelius' question, you reminded me of I like how I just asked you a question and then chopped you off and started reading Cornelius's thing. You're like, I'm used to it, Lara.
No, it's okay. No, I'm reading. I'm just
Cornelius said, you remind me of my still living. I'm assuming you're saying living, not living. Or my sibling. I don't know what you're saying. Okay, you remind me of my still living mother. She would like you in an instanny. All right, Cornelius, you've been drinking. You've been drinking, girl. You've been drinking. You've been drinking. Oh, bye. Let's all get our watermelon on. Watermelon. I've really been drinking watermelon. It's actually not a lie. I just can't, guys. I'm like fishing for watermelon in my own freaking cup right now. Guys, we need a break. Hold on. Okay, because Cornelius clearly is having a few early birds. I am reserved like my father. Oh, are you? Not in the chat. Oh, I cannot get these watermelons. It's driving me crazy. I got one. I got one, guys.
Fishing for watermelon.
Okay. My mother thinks everybody in this whole damn world is her friend. I don't know why it made me laugh so hard. It made me think that like the most randomest people come to her house just like, yes, come in. Let me make you some dinner. All right. Good, you guys. Grandma was, did we read this? Grandma was kicked out of a Catholic boarding school for getting on her brother's bike without asking for permission or informing them. Yo,
Oh,
so
grandma.
did you ever have a bike thing? I stole my brother's bike and Shane Clark was just on me. He was another cadet, but he's probably gonna watch this and laugh and be like, I'll hashtag him. Hey, Shane Clark. But he was on me because he knew I didn't ask my brother. But I was thinking, no, my brother let me. And I knew that he wasn't able to ask him until the next time he would come to the Ant Ranch for Sunday schooling from the Gold Base. And then like there would be some times, I think he asked him like twice or 3 times. Like first time, so he's like, you lied. I asked your brother and he said no, but he didn't make it a big deal. My brother didn't or something. And then I was like, oh, whatever. It's my brother. I just said something like that. And so then the next week, again, I was riding his bike. He's like, you're not allowed. I was like, no, I asked my brother. He said I could. And he was like, I was like, whatever. I made up some lie. And Shane Clark was like, I don't believe you. I can remember his like piercing blue eyes, just like, I don't believe you. Like, so funny. But I was just like this little 8-year-old being like, no, my brother said I could. I really was straight up lying. And then so then he had to wait again until the next Sunday until my brother, and then my brother didn't come that weekend, obviously, because they don't care about people actually showing up for schooling. They're just like, oh, he had to work. So then he came like the next Sunday and I was using his bike the whole time. And Shane was just like, I don't believe, I'm gonna wait to find out. And then he asked him, and he was like, no, I told you, I never gave her permission. And he said, he was like, you're a liar. And I was like, ha ha, like laugh. I didn't care. Anyways, that totally reminded me of that. Yeah, it was like a big deal to have a bike or a radio or anything kind of joyful that you can have in your own world. Like I told you guys about dolls and like stuffed animals. Like at a certain point, they got rid of all that. They made us get rid of anything sort of nurturing and comfortable for us because we had to be independent and strong on our own without needing anything messed. Because everything's just messed. Matter, energy, space, time. Basically, they're saying it's just physical things. You don't need this. Like, anyways, did you have things like that? Like you weren't allowed to have certain things? Or was a bike
I just wasn't
exciting
allowed
to
to watch
have?
a lot of like a lot of TV shows and stuff like that, like.
But you were allowed to ride a bicycle normally, like a boy, like a regular, like,
Yeah.
because there's like, or riding a horse, you have to ride it on the side or you have to ride it proper or whatever they say.
I remember like one of my most favorite memories from being a kid was going for a bike ride during this specific time of the night when there was a countdown on this local radio station, so I could listen to all the songs. Because that's the only way you could listen to music was if it was like live on the radio or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, because it's
Yes.
And that's just like very vivid memory that I have of that.
Like so many of us, because me and you are the exact same age. Or like not exact, we're a few months off or whatever. So many kids in our generation were staring at the stars or were fucking, like space cadetting, as they would say, literally dreaming, like listening to the songs and not even understanding them, but just taking pieces of things. Like I remember Red Hot Chili Peppers playing all the time and like not knowing today how cool Red Hot Chili Peppers are. Like, same thing with Metallica and like just crazy stuff that I was like, ooh, I thought it was so cool because I was able to hear it at the time and just on the song when it was playing and I was secretly, like I told you guys so many times, I love these portable little freaking radios to this day because I can turn on the radio at any time and scan through choices of like what I want. Oh, that was the volume. I'm like, I don't even know how to use this thing. No, but like I loved having a choice. I remember listening to Spanish music that I would love. I'm gonna get demonetized for playing some fucking radio song. You don't have permission to. Oh no. Anyway, so also another thing with radios. Love these things. Let's see if we know any of the songs. Ooh, No, it's No Doubt. It's my life. My life.
Sweet.
Wow.
That's
Don't
sweet.
you forget. It's literally playing that, guys. Okay, anyway, so people were like, turn that thing off.
Yeah.
Get back to work. Give me that. Confiscated. Why do you have this? You know?
Yeah. I was always like, what are you listening to? What are you listening to? What is
Yeah.
that?
What,
Don't worry.
they were
It's just
asking you,
music.
what is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, why do you seem so interested in this?
Yeah. It was worldly music. You know, if I'm not listening to like hymns and, you know, I mean, I did like classical music as a kid. I actually would fall asleep listening to classical music. There was something about
Oh my
it.
God. I
But then,
love
like,
classical music today, right now, because I never was ever was allowed. Like, I'm asking you, when was I ever allowed to listen to classical music at the ranch? Like, never. It would have literally been on a radio station if I happened to be passing through it and I wasn't trying to find 98.7 or whatever the local 80s, 90s channel was.
I had
That's
one
just
CD I would listen to like
crazy.
over and over again. Just one CD.
Me too, a bunch. And I would steal again somebody's radio or something until eventually finally I got one because I was writing too many overts and withholds up on stealing my sister's radio, stealing my sister's CD, stealing Becky's radio, stealing. They're like, give her freaking own radio. Jesus.
Oh my God.
She's spending more time writing her OWs up. OWs are things, overts and withholds that we would have to write down: time, place, form, and event. So like time, what time did this happen? You would have to write the time and the date, and then time, place, where was it? So you have to write where you were, in what area. Oh, I was in this building. I was in, this part of the, and then time, place, form. Like, okay, so explain to us how everything was set and who was there and who was like, what was the form? And then what happened at the end? And then they're like, and who missed it? Part of that is, was there anybody that missed the withhold? Like if you stole money, I would always steal quarters out of Barbara Tompkins and Foster Tompkins jewelry corn jar in their dorm room because I would help them clean, and I was always in ethics trouble. So Barbara Tompkins was like, okay, come in here and help me clean while I get ready for, going into the gold base, whatever it was. Like she's running my ethics program on me. Anyways, wow, going on a roll. But all this from bikes. You see this, guys? Having a bike was a privilege. Being able to ride it the way I wanted to and all that was a privilege. I'm not a privilege. It was like, if you're lucky to have it, we're getting $7 pay if you're a cadet and you're not in ethics trouble. Mm-hmm. So where's my money to buy a bike? And where's my money because our parents, we're learning that our parents are not supposed to be taking care of us. We're supposed to be doing it on our own because we're not children. Can you imagine teaching your boy right now? Like eventually, right now, do it yourself. Like clean the dishes. You need to start like with bleach. So another thing is like the neglect started all the way from babies, like all the way from children being born in the Sea Org. Like, and then thinking that working your hands and stuff in bleach and ammonia and all this is just like, it's just insane. It's just insane from childhood to think that for those 10 years, even every day or every other day, we're working with chemicals in our hands all the time. Like, anyways, wow. Going back far, guys.
Do you know like any of your grandparents? Like, were they in any sort of religion, or like going further back?
They're in, my grandma, I think, was Catholic or something. But no, they don't. My grandparents and grandmas were not in Scientology at all. And it was always an adventure or exciting that we would have to take time off to go see them or to be with them for a PR reason, or, for the family to spend 3 days on an LOA. That's what they call it, leave of absence. But I didn't get to know them. Like I wasn't able to be close and call. So remember at the Int Ranch, we didn't even have a phone. Like we don't have phones. There's only one phone and you have to get permission to use it. You have to really like have approval to even call like my own mom. It's got to be Theta, it's got, you know what I mean? Like there's no personal connections.
I remember reading about that in the Bad Cadet book. that particular the whole phone thing. And yeah, that's why I've just been so like fascinated by what you guys have gone through, because it's totally, it's more insane than what I went through for sure. And
yeah, it's not that it's more, it's just different, and we relate to it because we went through it.
Yeah.
Like, we relate because we know what the feeling of trauma, and we know what the feeling of being gaslit and made us to feel like, oh, it's just not that bad. And you're like, no, you just also have been okay with this your whole life too. So it's hard to make people start to peel their onion, so to speak, and kind of open up and grow and come out of their little comfortable shell.
Yeah, I like that expression. It's very true.
You remind me. Oh yeah, we already read that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't want to read all that. What's this? Treasure Bloke. Hi, Treasure Bloke. Lara, I know the documentary was a hatchet job that ended up bad. Still felt bad seeing your sections and was hoping for a better future for you. Relieved to see that happened. Yes, right? Thank you. Yeah, I feel like really like seeing that happen right now, like what we're doing every day and being able to create and be loud. Yes. It's still horrible. Like, that literally is one of the last conversations I had with my father.
The
Very
Rainbow
uncomfortable.
documentary.
What's that?
The Over the Rainbow documentary.
Yeah, yeah. What I will do, I said this on another chat. I think I will do like a reaction video or something to the Over the Rainbow documentary. And it's really slow and long and it's just whatever. So I'm gonna speed through it to certain parts, but I think it would be good to get even Jeff and Jeff they've already talked about it as well. Jeff Augustine was in it, and Karen De La Tour, and my friends from the cadet org, some of them were in it. And they've told me the same thing. They're like, yeah, no, we're so disappointed. This was supposed to be about exposing what happened at the Int Ranch and the cadet lifestyles and separating parents and disconnection and all this. And there was none of that. So, I mean, there's little parts. We're lucky. Good. You know what? We're lucky that, Treasure Bloke, you were able to even see those clips. And it does suck, but there was a lot more that we could have made a really dope thing. So anyways, we have this now, and this is what we're doing. And you're right. Relieved to see that I am in my better future for myself. Jen, you read a question, Jen. I feel like I'm overdoing this.
Oh, it's fine. I'm just getting familiarized here. Okay, question, Lara. It is not an early bird in the Netherlands, but I cannot lie to you. My favorite rebel child, strong alcohol was involved. Greetings from the Netherlands.
Yar.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of, not gonna lie to you, Cornelius, a lot of my learnings of life, being essayed and all these things, happened with alcohol, but also a lot of intense, loving, realistic experiences also happened during that. So life is a battlefield, guys. It could be a fun battle or it can be insane. Did somebody say no? Love is a battlefield. Well, I'm just saying, life is like a little roller coaster. We can be at sort of like this, like, oh, life is doing this to me, or we can be like, all right, I'm sick of these permanent ways I have to pretend that life is doing these things to me. I want to just start doing my own stuff. Anyways, good job. Good job. Jen, you're doing such a good job. I do have, can everybody in the chat give Jen a clap for her first official Lara FM live stream? Just right now, stop what you're doing and just give 5 claps for Jen right there.
Thanks, I can feel it.
Nope. Some people are just getting up. They just getting up to do it. Yep. They're doing it. Come on. I know you guys are laughing. We're not stopping until we see you in the chat and you say, yes, I just gave Jen 5 claps for her live stream official debut. You look great, Jen. I didn't put up all the comments about how amazing your hair is and everything.
Oh, stop, everybody. Thank
no,
you.
For reals. You need to get used to it because it's just going to be laid up. Look, you're getting a bunch of retired Jen. Ann Walsh claps to Jen. Woo! Yes, Cornelius. Love is a mother freaking battlefield. Yes, yes. Clappity clap, clang, cloo, clap. Good job, you guys. Yes, from Poet. You got your claps. Welcome to SPTV official live stream. Lara FM.
My SPTV initiation.
So this is fun, Jen. I feel like you would be. We're gonna get her some headphones on the next one. That's what this little weird what do you call that? Kind of like I guess it is a little airy delay, but airy, yeah. But you still sound beautiful and you look beautiful and you're elegant normally just in your words, so you're great. Awesome. Okay, guys, this was fun. We should do this again, and we can incorporate a bunch of fun things. We can do quizzes. You could get questions from people on the outside world about Scientology and bring them in. So this will be really cool.
Yeah. You know, this was just my test drive, but yeah. Excited.
Yeah, I was your test drive for this one.
I have to connect my StreamYard to my YouTube, so I've just got a couple more steps, but
yeah, she's going to be amazing, and everybody is amazing. All right, my little chicken baby, cutie pie, cucumber, schnugger schnugs.
I love them.
Yeehaw! We love you very much.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in with our little chit chat here with Jen. If you have any questions or anything, come and say hello to my Lara FM channel. We have new merch coming up. We are so excited about that. You can look at all. There will be a link either through my website, which is lara.fm, or there will be ways on the website. You'll be able to click and see all the new merch and order your new Lara FM TV, SPTV merch. It's so exciting. All right. Is that it, Jen? Is there anything else you would like to say before we end this session?
Thank you for therapy, everyone. This has been great. It feels good to talk about things. It really does. And I can tell after watching other people do live streams, like just talking about stuff like this, you know, and the relief that you feel afterwards. It's just, it's very warming. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you. It is very warming, and you make it that way as well.
Oh, well, thank you.
So we're going out and having some dinner and hanging out after this? Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay. See you in a bit. Okay, bye, guys. We love you.
Bye, everyone.
Jen and Lara off. We'll see you soon. Come chit chat with us later.
Somebody is searching for the right child. Somebody is telling you what's right. Now you're going to have to decide what you're gonna do the next.